let me run you through a couple more parts. Probably the next most important part of this particular synthesizer and of Buchla systems as a whole is this section here, which is a little bit complicated to explain, but I'll do my very best. This is a low-pass gate. Now, a low-pass gate is a Vactrol-based circuit, which is very common in Buchla modular systems, and there's two of them in this. Low-pass gate can function as you can see on these switches, a low-pass filter, a voltage-controlled amplifier, or as a combination of the two. The combination section is the low-pass gate, and low-pass gates are very, how can I best explain it, kind of natural and plucky and quite organic, mainly in their decay nature, but also how they react to being controlled. So what I'll do is I'll bring in some envelope control and turn that up and dial in a little bit of the envelope, which I will come to explain in a moment, but you can see the way it decays when it's in this combination mode. It's kind of plucky kind of vibe to it. So if we dial that back some more, it's got a kind of pluck to it. Whereas if you put in the low pass filter mode, it's very snappy, filtery kind of sort of vibe to it. And then in the voltage controlled amplifier mode, again, very, very snappy kind of vibe to it. But in the low pass gate mode, it's got a kind of pluck because both the VCA and the filter are being controlled by the same envelope. So low pass gates, like I said before, are a Vactrol based circuit, very unique to a Buchla system like this. There are other emulations of them that have been spawned in the Eurorack world, all over the place. There's even non-Vactrol based low pass gates out there that do a good job of doing this. Their inherent quality of a Vactrol is every single one's slightly different. So they all have their own unique decay times, their own unique way of dealing with harmonics, that kind of thing. But in this particular system, they're pretty well matched. You know, they both decay at the same sort of rate. So that's the low pass gate. Again, very organic, plucky sounding circuit, very flexible. You can do a hell of a lot with it. The next part I'll get onto, and probably the most interesting part in my experience anyway, is actually this Pulsar circuit. So let me just turn this down. As you can see, there's now a little yellow LED flashing. And this Pulsar circuit is essentially a time base. And you can control the tempo with this slider. Pretty cool. That's not all. You can drive the envelope generator. As you can see, that orange light's now flashing. And you can drive the sequential voltage source. The sequential voltage source, to put plainly, is a sequencer that sends a group of voltages that you can plumb around the architecture of this synthesizer. So what I'll do, I'll just create a little patch for you quickly and I'll run you through what I'm doing. I'm going to talk about the patching in more depth. As you can probably tell, this thing's quite deep in terms of its patching. It's very logically laid out, and if you sit behind one for an hour, you'll have it sussed. But for the purposes of this video, I'll start a patch and show you what this section here can do. I'm going to take these very nice Pomona patch leads that come with the Easel, and I am going to patch the sequential voltage source, which comes out on the blue. As you can see, there's blue patch points here and here, all over the place. Very intelligently laid out. And I'm going to put that, actually, just for the sake of cleanliness, I'm going to put that into here. So what I've done is patched the output voltage of this stage via this blue output into the pitch CV attenuator of the complex oscillator. So just to explain that, each control, so the pitch here, has its own CV attenuator next to it. So you don't patch into here, you can see the little lines there, patch into that part. So this chooses how much CV is going to hit that. So you'll hear now, as I raise the sliders, no keyboard involved here at all. This is all being generated by the 208, which is this top part itself. So let me do some more patching. I'll explain the patch I've got here actually. So I have, I'll pull that out, no sound. The envelope generator, the orange section, comes out here, straight into the low pass gate section. So this shortening bar, I can create patches without using a cable like this. So I've now taken the orange envelope output and put it into the CV control of the low pass gate for the complex oscillator. Bear with me, it will get easier. So I will create another quick patch using the sequential voltage source again, and this time I'll patch it into the timbre of the complex oscillator. So now, let me just open that envelope up a little bit. So if I put that slider up, you can hear the timbre of the complex oscillator is changing in line with the voltages that are being produced here. So let's go a little bit deeper. I will again take the sequential voltage source. And note on the banana cables, you can stack the voltages. So you can take that source twice and plumb it into two different things. I will now control the pitch of the modulation oscillator. So dial a little bit in. Square waves are cool. Let's go with a square wave. Take a signal from the envelope generator and put into the CV attenuator of the low pass gate, which is controlling the modulation oscillator. And we should, I know what I'm doing, get some sound. Nice. So let's start playing, see what we can get out of this thing. As I mentioned earlier, this does have a Accutronics spring reverb, which I'm going to apply now. Like that. So let's see what we can do. Just going to tweak, see what cool sounds I can get out of this thing. So if I sweep that around to a saw. And if I put keyboard control on, so I should. There we go. So now we've brought the keyboard into the mix, it's probably a good idea to explain that. Because that in itself is a complex little beastie. So let's just turn that down a little bit, and I'll show you the 218.